Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes. I'm Matt Burns.
Are you? What the hell are you doing in my house? Oh, right, yeah, hi. That must mean I'm John Bloor. Sorry.
Hi. What are you doing in my bed? No. I'm James Irvine.
And this, therefore, must be The Burning Truth.
Yes.
Not to be confused with The Burning Rectum.
Let's not ask how your mind made that mental leap. Let's just get on with the show. Oh, before we do, though, Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah.
Definitely. Happy New Year.
Even though I really want to give back 2021 already. So, I've had it for just over 7 days and I'm not satisfied.
Yeah, returns policy is valid for 28 days, so I think pretty much everyone wants to just be like, can we go back to 2015 and start this shit again? Because it's just not happening.
Either that or people have changed that next year will be their year.
Anyone who's done that about 2021 already, you muppet. I mean, yes, we support you in your vision for your life, but I wouldn't bet on it if I was you.
But then again, you've got to also take into account the first month doesn't always dictate the year.
Well, no, I seem to recall not a great deal of anything terrible happened in 2020, and everyone was just like, oh, yeah, we're fine. Oh, shit!
JB, would you do me one kind thing quickly before we get into some serious trouble?
In case you hadn't already noticed, the following broadcast will contain discussions on professional wrestling and various other topics, and will contain language not suitable for minors, listeners of a nervous disposition, and certain other listeners. This broadcast may also contain strobe lighting effects.
And may contain some topics that may be unsuitable for younger listeners as well.
Oh yeah, the topics and the language, yeah, they're both potentially for those not of a nervous disposition or under 18.
Drink, arse, tet, wank, girls.
So
I see taste and decency that is James Irvine, ladies and gentlemen.
And I believe that James Irvine has changed his tagline for immediately after that for the new year. So we may be hearing that on every episode. But anyway, hopefully...
Who knows, right? Basically, this is our broadcast. If you've never listened before, we talk nonsense, sort of tangentially linked to professional wrestling, amongst other things. So what, in that vein, have we got coming up today, Mr. Theoretically in control, Mr. Matt Burns?
I wouldn't say I'm in complete control, but then again, I'm not exactly 100% well at the moment, if you recall.
Yes.
But if anybody wants to know, but actually, better yet, if anyone wants to know why I'm not feeling well, where could they find out about that?
Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch. Stop me if I'm getting close.
Nope. They can actually find us. They can actually find it out on the blog that happened yesterday.
The Burning Truth blog, available at theburningtruthuk.com, alongside this broadcast and all past broadcasts.
Pretty much. But anyway, before we digress and we do continue, we've got to do our usual spiel, as the fact that we are still, that the Burning Truth is still in support of Black Lives Matter and, of course, hashtag speaking out.
Yes. We still support these things. They are ongoing. The world is still fucked, and sadly, they are still necessary. So we are still fully in support of them.
Anything you'd like to add, Irvine?
Yes. I just decided to pull a butt hair, and my eyes are now watering.
What are you on?
Listen,
know.
We've all had a bit of a sketchy week. The first week of 2021 hasn't gone well for any of us. And, that appears to be how Irvine is dealing with it. Let's not question him. Let's just move swiftly on.
So, Irvine's losing his sanity.
I'm just being filthy with somebody's ex.
Thank you for listening to The Burning Truth, ladies and gentlemen. It's been fun. We'll see you on the other side of getting sued to oblivion. Good night.
Nice knowing you. Bye. Anyway, no, we're joking.
Oh, right.
Hey, Quagmire, isn't there an O in country?
How do you know?
No, we're not going down that road. Anyway.
If we can possibly just, grab it by the fingernails and drag the topic screeching against its will vaguely back towards wrestling, that would probably make Matt Burns not tear his hair out.
Okay. We'll direct it in a normal direction, just like if a mouse is going 100 miles an hour and using its bollocks for brakes. Fine. Do it your way.
Right, let's just get back.
Did we mention yet, because I don't think we did, the main gist of today's show will be the Burning Truth Awards.
Yes, it's also known as the TBT Awards.
Yeah, and basically saying yay and boo and...
Well, anyway, just in case, we have got the awards, which are One to Watch, Wrestler of the Year, Match of the Year.
I like where this is going.
Event of the Year.
Oh
my God, Moment of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
The
Giggity.
The VFR Award, and it will be getting its full title award when it's been announced. And we also have a new award.
Is this a permanent recurring award, or is this just a one-off for this year?
May I pronounce it?
No.
In its entirety, or are we doing that later?
We'll do that later.
We'll mention it later.
We'll mention it later. But anyway.
Just a quick question before we move on.
Yep.
Can you guys actually hear me?
Yes.
Because I just got a message up on Skype that said no internet connection. And I'm slightly worried. For those that have never listened before, through the wonders of technology, myself, Mr. Matt Burns, and Mr. James Irvine do this show from 3 entirely separate locations, and so the internet is kind of crucial.
And in actual fact, it's actually probably benefit to my colleagues' detriment that it's happening this way at the moment for this week.
Well, generally, it helps keep us safe in these uncertain times.
Well, I'm just kind of glad that we have the internet. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to have my weekly subscription to Pornhub.
And by the way, we are not endorsed by them either.
No,
just point that out.
No. I just endorse them.
We are not endorsed by any company of that nature. Thank you.
Or that nature of streaming service.
It's just so great listening to you two square.
Anyway.
Look. Okay, I'm not going to squirm. I'm not going to beat about the bush. Shut up, Irvine. We are not endorsed by porn, okay?
Oh, sorry. I stopped talking now because all I could hear was you kissing Matt Burns' arse.
Good Lord. Anyway, let's get back to the show before madness ensues and takes over.
Yes. We have the Burning Truth Awards. That's the basis of the show. You've mentioned the categories. We'll do that shortly. But first...
Madness.
Go on.
No, I believe, are we starting the show on a somber note? Well, as somber as we can possibly get after that intro, but...
That we do. Unfortunately, we are a bit late to talk about this.
Well, we probably would have mentioned it last week, but we weren't on air, so this is as soon as we can do it. So with all somberness and all seriousness, we need to cover it.
That we do. Technically, we could have covered it, I believe, 2 weeks ago.
But again, we weren't on air, so...
We weren't live. The messages were actually if anybody is wondered if we were live, no, we weren't. They were pre-recorded messages for these special days.
Yeah, which we recorded immediately after the last live broadcast, what was now, I believe, 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
Because it was like, yeah, let's get them done. And then in the Matt Burns household, go back to sleep because they were ill. In my household, go back to sleep because I sleep whenever I have nothing else to do. And in the Irvine household, let's get pissed and watch Pornhub.
Thank you.
Or any
But
other,
anyway, yeah, the messages were pre-recorded.
Any other adult streaming service.
Other adult streaming services are available.
I'm not being funny, but you do know that John Cena called it the five knuckle shuffle for a reason. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, in much the same way he used the euphemism of pumping up his Reeboks. We all know that man has a filthy mind.
And the fact that he didn't actually originally call it the attitude adjustments as well.
Oh, right.
Anyway, back to where we were.
Yes, we're trying to be somber if we can drag Irvine's mind out from 3 floors below the gutter.
Anyway, we need to discuss the unfortunate news of what happened to Brody Lee.
The unfortunate, tragic early passing of Brody Lee.
Yes.
At the age of just 41. It's an age I'm far closer to than I'd care to admit, and it literally knocked the stuffing out of me, that news.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it turns out it pretty much knocked the stuffing out of the entire wrestling community, because I have seen millions of Twitter, Instagram, certain other social media feeds about the fact that it happened, and
there are so many people
giving of positive emotion and sadness, but remembering what a great guy he was.
Yeah,
was just genuinely overwhelming.
Pretty much could not have been said any better. Genuinely. So with that, in regards to Brody Lee, the Big Rig, we are going to be doing the 5-bell Ring of Salute.
5-bell salute in honour of Luke Harper / Brody Lee.
Rest in peace, young man.
Correct. Indeed. And we're also going to do it in silence as well. Thank you, Brody Lee. You will be greatly missed.
Rest in peace.
Right, so...
And moving on.
With that, we're now going to be swiftly moving on. Is there any awards are we doing them in any order, or are we just doing them in the order that we've got them written down?
Essentially, I can't remember who I nominated, so you're going to have to prompt me at every occasion anyway. But let's just do them in the order you've got them written down. That seems the most sensible.
Okay. So the new
I nominated them in the brainstorm a couple of weeks ago. I have slept and drunk Kraken since then, so sleep, rum, memory like a sieve. I don't remember what the hell I said, but we'll go with this anyway.
Well, anyway, we're going to go into the ones to watch, which will be... The one to watch got 2 sections, which is the mainstream, which would be like, your AEWs, your WWEs, your ROHs and everything, mainstream.
Yeah.
And then we've got the UK as well.
So that is NXT UK and the British indie scene.
Yes. Correct.
Cool.
And we'll start off with the mainstream.
Sweet.
At the moment, we've actually got nominated by myself, Keith Lee, Darby Allin. For JB, we've got Dexter Lumis and Keith Lee.
Cool.
And for Irvine, we have got Dexter Lumis and Otis.
There's a lot of names that are coming up more than once there, which is a sign that, you know,
and
these guys are doing a lot of things right.
And we even had a fan nomination.
Was it from our friend and regular contributor whose name I've forgotten, but you know who I mean, Matt Burns?
You know what, Teak?
That's the one.
No.
Oh, it was from someone else. Well, that's refreshing. Thank you, contributor. We appreciate it.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was actually on Twitter as well.
Ooh.
When it was contributed, which was by Mark Brindley.
Sweet. And what was the nomination?
The nomination was Retribution's Ali.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think the reason why they picked him is because of something that happened during this week.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were going to actually cover that, but yeah.
Potentially, but this is for 2021. The one to watch is not for 2020.
I see. Not based on it's for the coming year, not for the year just past. So
basically, it's to acknowledge that they've been really good. They have been good for 2020, but they are also at the same time one to watch for this year as well.
Yeah, we get that. Their career is on the rise.
Yeah,
and will continue to be. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
So, where shall we begin? Who shall we cover? Who shall we talk about first?
Well, without going too much into depth, I think what we should do is the wrestlers that we've actually named who've come up the most, we should discuss why we believe that because obviously if we've only got one vote for a wrestler, what is the point? Because we're just going to end up turning into a bunch of bickering old people.
And this is where it happens when the broadcast ends up going 2.5 hours, and we don't want that. So, yes, sensible suggestion, Mr. Irvine. I agree and approve.
Yeah, so we've got Keith Lee. That's the first one.
Oh, bask in his glory.
And then I do believe that we've got Dexter Lumis.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be it.
So,
I think, me personally, because Keith Lee is already in a position where he's had a title shot as well, I just think it's only fair that Dexter Lumis should be given that title because I've really enjoyed watching him the last few months.
Yeah, as have I.
That's my opinion. I just want to hear from you guys what you think.
Well, I agree with you on that point. I just happen to think that, Keith Lee is the kind of person who he's basically, how can I put this? I think he's one of those kinds of people who he's a bit like Zack Ryder in that his momentum is basically what's carrying him there because the fans love him, except that unlike Zack Ryder, I think his momentum is such that he's going to be a star no matter what the head office think of him. I don't think they're going to be able to stop him. And frankly, that's fantastic because he deserves it because he's fucking awesome.
Well, I think a few weeks ago I would have strongly disagreed with you there.
Well, yeah, they can try and book him into the ground and make us not care, but I just think his force of personality is so strong that in the end they'll have to just cave in and just book him properly because you know,
True.
he's got Dave Rain in Future Shock wrestling syndrome. He's just too damn over for them to ignore.
But also kindly, probably WWE are probably still upset with the fact that they can't even copyright his name.
Because it is.
No. They've actually said WWE can copyright his name only as long as they can get it signed, get it agreed upon by Keith Lee.
Well, essentially, yeah. What they would have to do. Yeah, what they would have to do is you copyright it. Well, he's probably got it copyrighted. So what they would have to do is use it under license.
No,
which would mean
he doesn't actually have it copyrighted yet. But in actual fact, WWE can't copyright it because it's his actual name.
Gentlemen, please. We are going too far into the distance of the land of no return.
This is correct. You're quite right. Listen, basically,
talking bollocks.
But the point being is, for me, Dexter Lumis, I would agree, but at the same time, I've also seen when he's also had some bad as well.
Hey, not everyone's perfect all the time.
True.
And I'm not being funny, but I also saw a few weeks ago Keith Lee not having a great time. So it kind of comes with the territory, really, doesn't it?
It does. But then again, take into account with Keith Lee, we've seen him, his style's been hampered.
Well, it's been attempted to be, but I don't think it will be in the long run. But the question I have to ask to wrap this up and move us on to the next section is, are we deciding a winner or are we leaving it up to the listeners?
I'm going to have to say, unfortunately for this year, we're going to have to decide on it. So it's going to go to a vote.
Okay.
There's 3 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only 2 people in this instance. So that means one of them has to win.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Okay.
First.
Please do.
Dexter Lumis.
Okay.
Mr. Burns.
Keith Lee.
I abstain, so it's a tie. No, I'm kidding. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to say Keith Lee.
Son of a bitch.
What's that? What's that? No, I can't hear you. You're too busy basking in my glory.
Unfortunately, it was going to have to be. It's just.
I mean, this time next year, if Dexter Lumis has had another year as good as he had half a year this year, he's maybe solidified himself as one of the top guys in NXT, that's fine. But Keith Lee's about a year ahead of him in terms of his career trajectory. That's all the
listeners know that you're ganging up on me because I'm the newbie.
No.
I'm the newbie and you're picking on me.
No, if you actually stop before...
Suck it up, Buttercup. What? Sorry?
I'm sorry, but before he was blurting out in tears and everything, as much as me sitting there saying, I will want to watch as Keith Lee, we can't exactly just say that Dexter Lumis doesn't deserve
just by saying that we choose Keith Lee doesn't mean that we're revoking our vote that Dexter Lumis is one to watch. He still is. He's just not the
going to do something completely out of order that might upset a few people right now.
He's talking about us, Irvine. Brace yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And why don't we just say, for once, change it from one to watch just for this 1 year?
He's basically going to suggest we have both of them as winners.
No, don't do that. Don't back down now. Don't back down now. You've made your decision.
Winner Keith Lee, honourable mention Dexter Lumis. Right, let's move on.
Second place, Dexter Lumis. Let's jump over to the UK, shall we?
Yes.
For myself, I've nominated Chase Alexander and CJ Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
JB has gone for Jordan Devlin, the British Cruiserweight on NXT.
The
UK.
NXT UK Cruiserweight Champion.
Yeah. And Zaya Brookside.
Yes.
And I believe Irvine went for Chris Ridgway.
And that thrusting up-and-coming young talent, Rockstar Spud. Oh, wait, no, hang on.
No. And Dave Dalvecchio.
Yay!
Hooray!
This is going to be weird because we haven't got no duplicates.
No, so I don't know how we decide this because, it's not a case of we can just go, well, two of us have chosen one, so that must be it.
Trouble is, though, the pool for picking from in the UK independent scene and UK NXT, it's a very, very large, vast pool.
I was going to say, it's probably the deepest it's ever been. It's ridiculous, and it's very hard for us to... So it's not really a surprise.
And getting bigger.
Yeah, and it's not. So it's not really a surprise that we've picked 6 different people, because...
See, now, before Pete Dunne moved to NXT US, I would have picked him.
Oh,
but
definitely.
Yeah.
Obviously, for obvious reasons, I couldn't do that. So I'm going with a local player.
Yeah, by the same token, there's honourable mentions for about 24 other NXT UK roster members. You know,
probably go on for about 20 minutes naming them.
We could literally, basically, tell me someone who is on the NXT UK roster, and we could put a case together for them.
Oh yeah.
But these are the ones we've chosen, so
yeah.
How do we pick a winner? That's the question.
I'm just going to just.
I think for this one, it's going to have to be one of them where you write all the names down and just pick it out of the hat.
No.
There's no way. There's no way. I don't care what you say, Batmans and BJ, that you can't. That you can pick one. That you can pick one via, sheer ability. And it's just too. It's too difficult. So I think, if anything, it is a name in a hat.
No, I'm not going to go with a name in a hat. I'm not.
Well, what are you going to do then, Mr. Divisive?
What I'm going to suggest is us to probably mention what match we probably saw them in, if anybody else, if any of the others have seen them or anything like that. Have any of you seen Chase Alexander?
Personally, yes. Yeah. From behind the commentary table at UKWA.
You had to mention that, didn't you?
What? Plugs my other job.
And you just negated mine. Unfortunately, due to being potentially massively biased, because the workers I've picked are UKWA wrestlers.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's gloss over the fact that Batman's has picked 2 guys that he booked for his wrestling company.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can't really say anything, so that's your turn.
Right. Okay. We are labouring under the idea that this here is a democracy. It isn't. I say Jordan Devlin wins. Next.
I'm actually going to agree with somebody right now with one of their picks.
And that clearly means it isn't me.
As much as I would love to pick either Jordan Devlin or Zaya, Jordan Devlin, I feel as though he's already red hot as it is already with him being the Cruiserweight Champion.
Longest reigning Cruiserweight Champion of all time, baby!
And with Zaya, she's already got her family history already. That's already gleaming people, pay notice. If you understand what I'm saying.
So, what I'm basically going to ask, therefore, is then, which one of Irvine's choices are you picking?
Yay!
Because I've negated my own, because being biased.
Don't you mean BJ did that for you?
He pointed
sorry, JB.
Excuse me, can you stop even for a split second trying to suggest I am in any way that...
He is John Below.
Yes.
That's
yes.
all
My
we...
initials are not the same as the person who is running this country, and I don't like the suggestion that they are, so fuck off.
Anyway, leave it there.
Blowjob, but okay.
Anyway. Back to where we were. Anyway.
Yes. So you're picking one of Irvine's two. Hurry up. The pubs will be closed. Oh, wait, it's locked down. They are anyway. Never mind.
And I've got to be cautious. And I've got to be cautious for this one because, unfortunately, I've just realised I can't pick one of them.
Well, yeah, you can't pick one.
You've basically narrowed it down to the one of Irvine's picks that doesn't also work for your company.
I know. My God, just spit it out, man, already.
Chris Ridgway.
Thank you.
Okay, congratulations. Chris Ridgway, you win. Right, next award.
Someone's a bit better and upset today.
Because we all know the real winner here is Jordan Devlin, because you never bet against an ace. Now move on.
No, I'm sorry, but how can he be one to watch when he's a freaking champion?
Ladies and gentlemen, what I will explain here is that I have actually trained with Chris Ridgway, and the guy is immense.
He is. He's immense. I've actually seen his work. Definitely a great nomination.
Have you just asked the most stupid question in wrestling history?
What?
How can he be one to watch when management think he's one to watch, so they gave him the big gold prop to make you watch him?
Giggity.
So they already making him into a champion.
They think he's one to watch, therefore they have given him the big gold prop, which says you are the best at what you do. We want people to watch you. We recognise your ability. Have this, run with it.
I'm surprised.
Make us money.
If you're more of a champion, I'd say you'd be more suited for Wrestler of the Year. Just saying.
Oh.
Anyway.
Put your claws away, seriously. Okay, Ridgway wins. Can we move on now?
Yeah, already moving on. Let's jump into Wrestler of the Year. And Cena we've already...
Cena has? What's he got to do with this?
No. Seeing, as we have just already mentioned, that we've got the mainstream and UK for Wrestler of the Year.
Already established that you can't see him, so seeing is believing.
Word life.
Anyway, let's get back to the mainstream. With the difference is, with the mainstream, with both of the Wrestler of the Year, we have got one for male and female.
So hang on, have we got? Yeah, okay, right. Just run down who we nominated again.
Male side, I believe JB went for Keith Lee.
Surprise.
I'll take your word for it. I can't honestly remember.
Irvine went for Drew McIntyre.
Woohoo!
And myself went for Drew McIntyre.
Mumble, conspiracy theory, mumble.
Would that be a unanimous decision?
That technically, in a way,
it's a split decision.
It would be a split decision, but unfortunately,
that's the one.
Unfortunately, I would say McIntyre has just won it due to a 2-1.
Confaculations. Move on.
Right, let's jump on to the women's side. I went for Lana. For some of the crap she had to put up with and be professional.
Right.
JB, you went for, I believe, is it Raquel Gonzalez?
Yes.
And Irvine went for Io Shirai.
Well, Io Shirai is disqualified on the Jordan Devlin grounds of already being a champion. Oh, wait, no, this isn't one to watch, is it? So you're going to let him have that.
So... Go! But
okay, so who wins?
I'm going to drop Milana one because, in actual fact, mine was a joke. I couldn't decide on one, more or less. I was struggling because I was trying to think of a third nomination separately when we were doing it. So,
It's a tough one, that one, between Io Shirai and Raquel, because
one is an established star, one is an up-and-comer.
Exactly, and don't get me wrong, I really loved Raquel in War Games. I thought she was amazing. She's been brilliant since as well, to be fair. She's been quite consistent.
She has been consistent.
Oh, yes.
So, to me, that is a future star in the making. To me, in fact, actually, no, to make this easier, yeah, I'm going to go with Raquel Gonzalez. So, yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah,
we have a winner.
So,
yeah,
three.
I go with that one. I do enjoy
I was going to sort of go down the same route myself, because as much as I will say with Io Shirai, she has been a top notch. The only problem I feel as though she's been suffering with a little bit lately is she's almost got the John Cena effect, the healing effect, battered all the way through the match. You know, beaten up, battered, bruised. Give her a few seconds to breathe.
Give her a few seconds. She flies artistically through the air, brushes you with her elbows. Boom! She pins you.
Well, that's a bit fucking harsh.
Listen.
Not
Io Shirai does everything in the ring, crispy, smoothly, and perfectly, except
her wrestling ability.
Moonsault.
No, her wrestling ability is not in question here. My issue is, I feel as though, as in the match, it's more the match psychology. I feel a bit unfortunate that lets Io down a little bit. It's the fact that she goes from being battered to pulling off such graceful moves, if you understand what I'm saying.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. So basically what you're saying is we're going for Raquel Gonzalez for this one, yes?
What about you, Irvine? Do you agree?
I don't agree with your assessment on Io Shirai.
No, I meant... No.
On that one, but, okay.
But yes, he agrees that Gonzalez should be the winner here. I think he already said that.
Yeah.
I do think...
Upset me now.
But I would be remiss to ignore the fact that she was one of the only people in the War Games match to dive in from the top of the War Games in a bin.
Yeah, she dived in whilst wearing a protective dustbin.
And then having it stomped on her head.
Something that Pat McAfee could have done with learning, since as soon as his feet left the top of the cage, everyone went, right, I'm going on holiday, see you in 5 minutes, and all parted like the Red Sea.
Well, she has the loyalty to the wrestle because she's been doing it a lot longer, possibly.
Let's not open that can of worms. Anyway, Gonzalez wins. Gonzalez. Moving on.
Quickly moving on to the UK.
Right. And the nominees were?
For the male, I've negated mine already, which mine was Joe Black, because of biased.
Well, no, his work stands up for scrutiny, but the reasoning may be slightly biased. But we'll let you off. He's still a contender. Who were the other two? Who did we pick? Because I can't remember.
JB, you went for Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah.
And Irvine, you went for Walter.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great deal to pick between any of them. One, obviously not as well known as the others, because for reasons best known to, everyone in the UK can't be on NXT UK. That's kind of the point. One of them isn't on there, but all of them are, I think, equally worthy of this. So picking a winner is probably going to come down to us going, well, I choose the one I picked, and I don't see how we're going to resolve it.
That's why I negated mine.
Okay. Well, so basically what you're saying is you have the casting vote. So are you choosing the Russian or the Austrian?
I'm going to go with the Russian.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with Ilya. Simply put, Walter is good and has been dominating, which he has.
Yeah.
But Ilya his promos, whenever he's been speaking, the matches he's been having. Just look when he was up against Finn Balor.
The other thing that tipped it over the edge for me as well.
Go on.
You know how good his promos are?
Go on. Yep.
They're in his third language.
Yeah.
Because he was born in Russia, grew up in Germany, and so he speaks Russian and German far more fluently than he speaks English. But you wouldn't tell.
Pretty much. Is there anything you'd like to add on, Irvine? No.
Moving on.
That's fine.
Congratulations, Ilya. Moving on.
To the females.
Yep.
JB, you went for Piper Niven?
Piper Niven.
Piper Niven, then?
Piper, oh my God.
It's called Piper because it rhymes with Viper, but we can't call it that.
Because Randy might get upset. Anyway, let's continue.
Because Randy might shit in her handbag. Sorry,
unfortunately, she hasn't won.
Hey, my nominees won the last two. I'm not as bitter about that as you might have expected me to be.
No, but then again, the pick that has won, which is because I've gone for because both me and Irvine managed to pick the same one. We both went for Millie McKenzie.
Also, somebody that I've trained with.
Well, congratulations.
No, Millie's really, really nice, and she's absolutely brilliant. She really, really is. And if anybody doesn't know her, they really do need to check her out because she's.
Let's just put it this way: she's one of those people who there is nobody who has a bad word to say about her because she's just not that kind of person. She just seemingly doesn't have a nasty trait or a bad attitude in her entire body.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
So,
pretty much.
Yeah, she wins by virtue of you two both picking her. Fair enough. Onwards.
Right.
Easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah. I thought we'd have had at least World War VII by now, but we seem to be agreeing quite readily.
And we're getting through this quite a lot quicker than we thought.
Yeah, which is good.
Awesome.
Because we're now jumping into Match of the Year.
Ooh.
Shall we
Crowded
go for
field, given how many matches were had in 2020.
Shall we go for the main roster first or the UK?
Go for the UK first because
just to switch it up.
Just switched up a little bit.
Are you ready for this one?
Well, we're sat down, so I suppose that counts.
We've all nominated the exact same one.
Well, at least we know who the winner is then.
However, I will say, what a match.
We all nominated it for a reason, which is...
the spectacle. It really, really was.
It sort of 45 minutes of two genuine athletes legitimately kicking 7 million shades of shit out of each other for our entertainment.
Pretty much.
If there was a film about it, it'd be called Kicking 50 Shades of Shit Out of One Another.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
And in case if anybody doesn't want to know, what match is this? Ilya Dragunov versus Walter for
the NXT UK Championship.
Yes.
Ding ding. And what a fucking match it was.
Yeah.
Literally, it was one of those matches that had, well, about 20 minutes in, you were like, this match has had everything. Where else can they go? And they went places. And my God.
Yeah.
The reason why we decided that we were going to do UK and US separate, because there are a couple of really, really good matches. So, which is surprising considering the state of last year.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But as soon as we were all unanimous about that one, we decided, we had to do US separate as well because, well, nothing the US has produced comes actually level with that barnstormer of a match. There's plenty that have come close.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be fair if we just decided all of a sudden that I think we'd be a bit biased as well, to be fair, because we're from the UK.
Yeah.
So, I think it'd just be biased. But yeah, so there you go.
So what were our choices for US Match of the Year again, please, Mr. Burns?
For myself, it was Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns Survivor Series. For JB, it was Keith Lee versus Adam Cole at the Great American Bash.
Winner takes all, champion versus champion match.
Yep. And Irvine went for Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns Survivor Series.
Yep.
I must break him. Sorry, what?
Unfortunately,
all of which means, by virtue of the fact that both of you picked it, not the best match of the year actually wins, but never mind.
Whoa, I disagree with you on that one. The match that you're referring to was a great match.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away. But to ignore the fact that Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns didn't have a barn burner? Really? That match went all over the place and everything. And the fact is, it was one of them matches that did come across as if it was saying Raw versus SmackDown. That was probably one of the only matches that basically felt like it actually had some stakes on it.
Steaks?
Oh, yeah, it had some steaks, all right. It had burgers, it had pizzas, it had a lot.
Apparently it had sausages, ribs, and fucking char-grilled something else as well.
Words of Patrick Starr, some beef, a chicken, a pizza.
Well, it had plenty of beef in it, definitely between Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre.
Yes, it did. That's why I said some beef, a chicken, a pizza.
Of course. I see what you did there. But anyway, the point being is, that match was absolutely brilliant, and I think the fact that I know some of us might have been upset that Roman won the match, but it actually told an amazing story in the fact that if you actually look what had actually happened, if it was a straight one-on-one match, clean, bell to bell, Drew McIntyre would have won. But the way the story comes across, Roman ended up having a bit of extra help to gain the win. It's like Drew McIntyre didn't come off any worse. If anything, he came off stronger.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
I'd agree with that statement. I still don't think it was match of the year, but you two do, so fair enough.
All right. Now, with that being done, we are now jumping over immediately to event of the year.
Event of the year, okay.
Yep. Event of the year. However, unfortunately, due to avoiding any bias and criticism and everything, and also due to the current situation that is currently ongoing, due to the pandemic, we cannot mention UK because, unfortunately, throughout most of the UK,
there hasn't really been any events this year. Last year.
Unfortunately, there may have been, but because it was that early on in 2020, it's...
Well, let's just put it this way. NXT UK was the only one running towards the end of last year.
Yes.
But you can't really...
And that was after a 6-month hiatus in the middle of the year, so you can't really say that anything of note happened.
Exactly. So anybody who hasn't been in the UK doesn't know that in the UK, strict lockdown rules were in effect. Yeah. And we could not do anything at all. Even the WWE NXT UK could not do anything at all.
No.
But at the moment, it is currently doing shows, but they haven't done any big event.
No, they haven't, no.
Well, no, because if they did, They'd have to break the bank shipping the Blunder Dome across the ocean, and they don't want to do that because it was expensive enough to set up in the first place.
Actually, I think they could probably use the studio that they currently got still.
Possibly. Who knows?
Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We can't do the UK because there just was not anything on at all.
So let's focus on North America, shall we? What were the nominations?
Let's jump on to the mainstream, and as such. Irvine picked WWE TLC.
Uh-huh.
JB picked NXT TakeOver in Your House. And I went AEW Full Gear.
Interesting how the AEW fan picked a WWE show and the WWE fan picked an AEW show.
It is weird, that, isn't it?
And the NXT stick in the mud just went with what he knows, but what can you do?
Whoa. I am also an AEW fan.
Dude, I occasionally tune into AEW Impact, but...
Impact?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, no, AEW Thunder. No, Lightning. No, what's it called?
Never mind.
I do occasionally watch the show. I just... yeah, whatever.
I'm not even going there with this one.
AEW Explosion, that was it.
Anyway, not even touching it. Anyway, the point being is, for me, I just thought AEW Full Gear had a great card, great matches, almost from bow to bow, top to bottom. I don't think there was an actual bad match on the card.
Fair enough. That's what I thought about TakeOver in Your House as well. Hence, nominated.
Mm-hmm. And I chose TLC because as much as people will say that there was a lot of shit in there, I disagree. I actually was fully invested from beginning to end. Throughout the whole of the event.
Right. We're going to do the voting a little bit different for this one.
Do tell.
I'll mention the event and then ask if you believe that it should be in, or not. But as I mentioned the event, I'll also state my own preference on if I believe it should be event of the year.
Okay. Right.
So we will go with AEW Full Gear first. I think it should be in there, which is why I nominated it. JB?
Well, full disclosure, I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment.
So that's a no. Irvine?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I think it deserves a place there, yeah.
NXT TakeOver in Your House. Irvine?
Yeah, I'd also say so this is going to be really difficult now. I
would
say it deserves a place.
Of course I'm going to say it deserves a place. I picked it.
As much as I would love to agree with you, I'm going to say no because it had two issues on that entire card, being two match. Well, one being how one of the end results ended up happening. I was happy with the results, just how it came across.
Right.
And one match that I just did not like.
Fair enough.
Which straight away I'll just take the main event, the main event finish ended up being Io Shirai winning her championship. I just didn't like the fact that Rhea Ripley ate the pin because Charlotte needed to look strong.
Yeah, that sucked, but I was able to gloss over that because of how good the match was.
Yeah.
And the other one is the fact that, bear in mind, that you also had Tommaso Ciampa and Karrion Kross. Well, should I say, more or less, Karrion Kross killing Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, that wasn't good, but he got his comeuppance, didn't he? So. Anyway,
now,
the other nomination.
WWE TLC. I'm pretty sure that Irvine agrees with it, seeing as he nominated it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about you?
Yes. Because it has some... It wasn't exactly... It was really...
far from perfect. Let's just put it that way. Some people's eyes,
there was far more wrong with it than there was within your house. But the things they did right, they really did right. Which is why I'm going to surprise you and stop it being a 2-for-1 stalemate on all three. And I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, it had an absolute... For me, I felt as though it had an absolute amazing match.
Yeah.
Matches, tag matches. It had when I say shocking main event, which we all didn't expect to be the main event.
Nope.
Yeah, that's true.
Basically, we all nominated it. Well, we all just said yes, so it wins. Because the other two were both 1 no, 2 yeses.
Interesting fact, by the way, that the scheduled main event that actually happened was originally meant to be the opening match. Would you believe?
I can believe that.
Imagine starting the show with that match.
Oh, well, you know what they say, don't you? There's no smoke without fire.
They do say that, yes.
I think that would have been bringing the house down quite literally before the start of the show.
Yeah.
But glad that they did it in the right order.
Indeed. So with that in mind, we've all said yes to that, so that show wins.
Yeah, that would be WWE TLC.
I can't believe we've actually nominated WWE TLC as event of the year, considering that WWE was the worst brand via Raw and SmackDown, not NXT, by the way, for putting on shows.
Yeah, its television's been terrible, but they seem to always pull it out of the bag for the pay-per-views.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, not always, but majority of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Hopefully, WWE starts getting more edgier.
Creep away from TV PG and TV 13 and edge back towards what made them, so successful in that era from 20 years ago that everyone will still not shut up about.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Anyway,
just no more barking, no more women barking like dogs, no more pucker up and kissing it, and no more sexual encounters in the middle of the ring under the sheets. We want the sheets off next time.
And for God's sake, no more pee-pee choppy.
No.
Pee-pee choppy.
That gave me nightmares. Anyway, let's just continue on.
Yes.
We've now got to get to the oh my God moment of the year.
The oh my God Joey Styles moment of the year.
Does anyone remember the options?
No.
Slapstick, son. JB, you went for Pat McAfee doing a moonsault from the War Games cage.
And landing on nobody, yes.
Irvine went for Sting being at AEW, effectively returning to TNT broadcasting. Not since he was there with WCW. And I went for the absolute shocking title change, North American Championship title change going to Leon Ruff.
You see, that was shocking, but I didn't think for the right reasons.
Yeah, I'd agree with JB there.
That was proper Premier League car crash TV.
Yeah.
As in, brain fart TV. As in, I know, why don't we do this? And they did it, and then they just stopped and went, shit, we really
It
did
was
that?
It was like making a drama for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I mean, the idea, a little out there, but fair enough. But the execution was just a little sort of, it was all a bit 6 out of 10, Everything was in the right ideas bracket, but it wasn't as executed as well as it could have been.
Would you like me to know why I nominated it?
Yes.
Simply because that was during that moment when it was happening. I sat there and thought to myself, are they actually planning on making a brand new star on NXT
We all
right
hope
now,
so.
red hot? Unfortunately, that's not what we got.
No.
We ended up getting, it was just a short reign, and Leo and Ruff became a bit of a butt of a joke, basically due to the Ratty team saying, wouldn't it be funny if the belt was on Leo and Ruff?
Okay, Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
Who, if I'm not mistaken, hasn't Leon Ruff already had his debut on Raw?
No, I think Vince just mistook him for Leo Rush.
Nope, he actually had a debut on Raw.
Who, by the way, that was a dated gag because how long ago did he leave the company? Like 9 months, but you get my point.
Yeah, in case you're wondering what I'm referring to, just remember when Alistair Black was on shows?
Who?
Alistair Black.
Again? Who?
That tattooed guy who was really good in NXT and then disappeared into the void. Do you remember?
Don't you mean he disappeared into Booker T's room of candles?
He did, yes. Because he wanted to blow them all out so that it could fade to black.
It's not the only reason why he wanted to blow them out.
But then
Moving swiftly on.
But then again, it might be because he's waiting to. He might be wanting to do some Twitch streaming with his missus in the future. Who knows?
Well, I'm sure he can do that from the comfort of AEW Explosion.
But anyway, he was cannon fodder.
Well, yeah, what a surprise.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've nominated these three.
Leon Ruff, you've already made it clear that they've only got one vote, which is mine.
Yes.
Pat McAfee's moonsault from the War Games cage.
That's the same. I get the feeling I'm the only one that thinks that was anything other than...
JB?
What? Well, I nominated it, so I think
you
it was amazing.
Yeah.
What are we on?
What's your opinion on
moonsault?
The McAfee salt?
But to be honest, the thing with Pat McAfee is that his wrestling isn't great, but what he has put on display is actually quite impressive for somebody that doesn't do it for a living.
Yes.
And his mic skills are absolutely brilliant.
Oh, no shit.
His mic skills put half of the full-time NXT roster to shame.
Exactly.
And I actually agree And I actually agree with CM Punk and a few others saying that the certain members of the roster should be ashamed that a technical non-wrestler is outshining them.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me wrong. There's so many qualities to Pat McAfee. I mean, his in-ring awareness, his positioning. His execution just needs a better work.
But that comes with practice.
Yeah, exactly. Practice makes perfect. Do I think that he'd be ready in about 12 months' time? No, I don't. I genuinely don't. Because not when you've got, full-time professionals still making mistakes. So...
But my point is, irrespective of the fact that I keep making light of the fact that everybody decided they wanted nothing to do with catching the rookie, he executed that moonsault like a bloody seasoned professional, and it was off the top of a War Games cage, which no one held a gun to his head and told him he had to do.
Yeah, but it's not just that, though. During the War Games, he got put through the table as well. And,
exactly.
He jumped off and landed perfectly. You couldn't.
He's clearly taken the Vince McMahon approach of, if you want to do it to other people, you've got to be willing to take it yourself.
Yeah,
and if I'm not mistaken, he also put somebody through a table with a moonsault. Okay, not off the top.
Yeah, so I think he's putting the effort in. That was an amazing moment, and whether or not we think he's going to be the next breakout star, that's not for debate here. That moment literally had me going, Oh my god!
Yeah,
And that's
Brian?
kind of the point.
What do you think?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I
What?
believe it was. It did have. If my mouth was wide open when it happened, so yeah,
So, do you think it should belong on here?
yeah, of course I do.
Which means it's between that and your pick, then.
Sting.
You see, in much the same way that Pat McAfee's a part-timer, Sting, it's just kind of like, I genuinely think the last time anyone popped for Sting in a good way was when he first showed up in TNA. I don't actually think since then anyone cares.
No, I think that's. I don't believe you're right there. I think you're completely wrong.
Well,
When
that's the beauty of opinions. We're all allowed to have them, and we don't have to agree.
When he turned up to confront Triple H, that got a huge pop.
Yeah.
That was actually one of the biggest pops WWE has ever had. And, it's going up against Austin. It's going up against Taker returning. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. I don't get how people can't see that Sting turning up on AEW.
Oh no,
isn't a big deal.
Big deal.
It's
I just don't
huge.
think it's in any way the biggest deal. It's not a moment of the, it doesn't belong in this category. I don't think.
I believe that AEWshop.com would disagree.
Well, they would because they've got merch to shill.
And the fact that they actually sold it out.
Sorry,
If I'm not mistaken, they ended up having their biggest sale also on Teespring, if I'm not mistaken, ever. Throughout the entire merchandise order, within 24 hours of him arriving.
See, WWE missed a trick with Sting, is even though he was potentially not going to be wrestling ever again, they still could have used him in a very, very good way.
Yeah, fair enough.
And he had nothing for him.
Nothing for him. How could you not have something for a legend or an icon like Sting? I mean, come on. The guy's a chameleon. He can do anything.
Excuse me. Yeah, not disagreeing with you.
But yeah, when he turned up on AEW, I mean, yeah, there's been rumours going around for a while.
Yeah.
It was a jaw to the floor type moment because Sting's one of the most... He's up there with Austin. Let's just put it that way. If he returns, he gets a massive pop like Austin.
Yeah.
So for me,
I think there might only possibly be one thing that gets a bigger pop if they return at this particular point.
Go on.
And that is the noise the crowd makes immediately after they hear the words, "If you smell."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, that guy never not going to be over.
Yeah.
Unless he's endorsing Roman Reigns when the crowd don't want him.
Yeah. Just remember that eyebrow-raising moment when he stood there with Roman Reigns, arm raised in the air, and the crowd was booing, and he couldn't understand or fathom out why they did not like him. And it was so obvious that even a fucking blind man could see.
It's true.
Yeah. Anyway, so do you believe it should be in?
Well, yeah, of course I do.
Of course he does.
JP?
Personally, no. But
well, then straight away, that's already negated my option because unfortunately, you all jumped ahead and didn't even ask me if I was going to put anything in for the McAfee moonsault.
No, you moved ahead.
I was going to say we didn't actually. You just skipped yourself. But okay, what is your opinion on it?
Right, I would say to both of them, yes, to both of them. Both of them do deserve being the OMG moments of the year.
Well, there we go. Pat McAfee wins it, so there you go.
let me explain. Pat McAfee definitely in for the moonsault for the War Games because he's a non-wrestler, and the fact that no one bloody caught him to have the stones to even consider going up there to fucking do it.
Exactly.
Is stones. And bearing in mind, myself and Irvine and myself. Well, I've been doing wrestling for quite a while. Irvine's wanting to get you're getting into it, aren't you? Very much so.
Well, you should know because we've been training together.
That we
I was
have.
on the periphery of it for a long time.
You're looking for your debut. You've been on the periphery of it, but also calling the matches as well.
Yeah.
The fact of it is, all three of us, if we were on top of that cage, would you consider doing the moonsault blindly?
Oh, I would.
Catch me! Fuck yeah!
I'd do it, but then again, you know that I have the ability to do it because you've seen me do it, but not off the top, obviously. But
that's what I'm saying. Off the cage,
off of the cage, and literally with nobody catching me after, I would be, what the fuck? Why did you not catch me?
Yeah,
you fucking imbeciles.
That's exactly how I would have reacted. As soon as I'd finished selling like it hurt like fuck, I'd have been up and like banging some heads together. But
because that's not taking anything away from Pat McAfee. That must have sucked.
Yeah, pretty much. And then immediately after it, I would have been potatoing people who didn't catch me.
Yeah, I'd have just literally been gone around the ring. I didn't care if anyone's on my team or not. Receipt, smack. Receipt, smack. Fucking catch me next time, you prick, and stop complaining about your broken socket.
Pretty much.
You bunch of Chiantas.
Indeed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nailed it.
But out of the two moments, I do agree with Irvine, and I would say Sting being at AW is the bigger moment, especially for the fact that it's him returning to TNT, which he wasn't there since fucking WCW.
2000.
Yeah.
99,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, you think about it now, that's 20 years ago.
20 years.
That's well before 98% of professional wrestling's current target audience was even a twinkle in their parents' eye.
That's what I mean. It's still a big moment.
Yeah.
And how can you not forget Tony Schiavone's call? It's Sting!
Exactly.
Yeah, negated by certain things he may have said in the past, but never mind.
You're not better, are you?
That's really going to put butts in seats. What?
But, seeing as we have got some democracy on this, we are putting up Pat McAfee for the OMG Moment of the Year.
Fair enough.
Right.
Uh-oh. I think I know which award is coming next.
Does it begin with a V?
Is it the very faintly ridiculous award?
Nope.
Does it
This
start
would
with those
be
letters, though?
This is the award. Oddly, I don't know why. For some unknown reason, is one of my favourite awards to always do. Don't know why.
Are you referring to the VFR award?
The VFR award. And in case if anybody doesn't know what that stands for, or haven't grasped on my hatred on a certain person.
No, Irvine, it doesn't stand for very fragile rectum, okay? Drop it.
Fucking hell.
I have some stories about that, but then again, you know about that.
Yes. No, it's the name of someone who Mr. Batmans is possibly the most displeased with that he is of anyone in the entire wrestling industry ever.
Could that be a particular person that has the same first name as the arsehole that runs the WWE?
It could possibly be the man that underlines the idea that everyone with that first name is an arsehole. Yes.
Well, we're not talking about Skeletor here, by the way. Oh, wait. I was just.
Yeah. No, we're talking about the man whose middle name officially is fucking.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
His middle name is now fucking. We have legally changed it for him to fucking.
Yeah.
Vince fucking Russo.
Vince
No.
Russo.
If we're going to do it, this is the long-awaited Vince fucking Russo Award.
This award is basically sort of like, is it? I think it's correct to say our take on the what the fuck kind of award.
Nope, this is what we call the a-hole of the year.
Oh, arsehole of the year.
Asshole.
Ring piece of the last 12 months.
Yeah.
Sphincter of the year.
Douchebag of the year.
Yes. Dipstick of the millennium. Oh no, wait, we've already had that.
Yes, anyway.
I'm pretty sure, seeing as Irvine's already shown his card already, shall we actually make it clear on who Irvine's picked?
Yeah, let's
Skeletor! Yeah, He-Man!
And ladies and gentlemen, we aren't actually stating that he is actually picking Skeletor.
He is actually picking the comic book and cartoon villain from the 80s, from He-Man.
Skeletor.
And we're not on about the, and neither the film either starring Dolph Lundgren. Anyway, he is referring to, would you please, Irvine?
Vincent
Kennedy McMahon, damn it.
Yeah, I don't like calling him Kennedy because, whatever. I just like Vince McMahon.
Or should I perhaps say, because of the way Irvine feels, Vincent Chianta McMahon.
Yeah, that is more like it.
And by the way, that's Chiant with a K.
Chianta.
Anyway.
Untah.
We all know how Americans are slightly offended by the C word.
Or in this instance, the K word. But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Vince McMahon is your nominee.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
It's going to be a struggle to top that.
That's going to be a
Would
struggle.
you like me to divulge everybody in why I have picked him?
If you can possibly do it in a way that doesn't get us libelled off the air, yes, please do.
That's fine then. Well, I've never been a fan of his because I think he's a complete and utter arsehole. The way that he treats women, etc., is disgusting. But over the last year, there's been the whole Twitch scandal. There's been the interference with wrestlers' gimmicks. The interference with many, very, very small details on Raw and SmackDown, and even trying.
That he keeps changing.
Yeah, the interference where everything will be perfectly fine, but he's like, I don't like it, change it. And it's
exactly. And it's just like, I mean, come on, for fuck's sake, he finds Matt Riddle hilarious when he says bro and dude.
Sorry, who?
You know what I mean, Riddle.
Matt Riddle.
Thank you. I know who you're on about now. Oh, sorry. I think Vince just thinks we can just forget the fucking first names.
Yeah, no, I ain't going to forget his first name. He is Matt Riddle, not just fucking Riddle, because he is not from a Batman comic.
Correct.
His name is Matt Riddle. Makes more sense. The fact that everything that Vince McMahon did last year just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense.
And
don't
even get the start up on on one of the people who got sent back to for additional NXT training, even though
I was just about to get round to that.
Yeah,
that the fact that he is trying to interfere with wrestlers and saying that their wrestling ability isn't good enough when they are more over and have more athleticism than the fittest guys on the roster.
He's basically trying to say that somebody who does things that defies physics shouldn't and should move more like someone of his body type.
Yeah, exactly. And we are talking about Keith Lee.
And it's ludicrous.
But also, because we all know how you two like to bum Keith Lee, the fact that Otis is on that fucking list is absolutely ridiculous.
No,
Otis, I would just like to point out, for context, a man who it was probably Vince's decision to make him wear trunks that his gut hung out over the top of, and then Vince decided he didn't like that, so he had to change again.
Yeah, and why? Because Vince finds things like that funny. And
no,
he also finds
actually
people with the belly offensive. So that is ridiculous.
Which he also put a top on Keith Lee as well. But anyway, my point being is, I actually agree with Irvine on...
Keith Lee. Shut the fuck up.
Bask in his glory, for he is limitless.
Sake. Let me actually finish what I'm going to be saying. All I'm just going to say is, I actually agree with Irvine over the fact of Otis as well, who actually has been a massive inspiration over 2020, and was one of the people who I actually thought was going to be going on to bigger things, especially seeing as he was Mr. Money in the Bank. But
we all
fucking dear.
Swept out
that is also... This is why I want to put him... This is why I believe that he belongs with this award, is because he does everything wrong.
Yeah.
It's the wrestlers that do things right. You can tell that the wrestlers have had input in their own matches and in their own gimmicks because it makes sense. You can tell when Vince is in it because everything just turns to fucking shit.
Everything just turns to ball shots and disqualifications and bullshit.
Exactly. And it's just, oh my God, why won't you just fucking die?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the opinion of James Irvine and not of The Burning Truth or either me or Matt Burns.
I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I am immortal. Well, I think you find you're not. So hopefully sooner rather than later you either retire or you pop it. So fuck off.
I could actually set him off even worse if you want me to, JB.
For the sake of his own heart and not having an aneurysm and... also us not getting sued to buggery. No, don't do that.
It won't get you sued. What I can say, you can always just say from years past, if you recall the fact that he even did a tagging with Shane and McMahon against Shawn Michaels and God.
Yes, I remember that.
But anyway.
Okay, so we need to move on. Who else is nominated in this category as though they stand a shit in hell's chance next to old Satan himself?
JB, you went for pick. Your pick would be Karrion Kross.
Karrion Toss. Fall asleep. Change the channel. Shut up already. I'm bored. Who's on next?
You leaving it there?
You want an idea for why I don't like Karrion Kross? In a nutshell, go on the WWE Network, go to NXT, watch the match where one half his size, Mr. Danny Burch, kicked the ever-loving crap out of him in a way that he just wasn't prepared for, in a match that he was supposed to dominate. Talk about destroying someone's aura in 5 minutes flat. From day one, I was not buying what they were selling, that he was some form of unstoppable tough guy, but that literally pissed on the bonfire so badly it put it out. It was just, no, game over. I've tried to suspend my disbelief. I just can't. This guy is about as hard as a fucking blancmange, and I'm not interested.
But didn't he beat Keith Lee for the NXT Championship?
Do you want to tell him it's all scripted, or shall I?
Which feels to some fans.
Yeah, and guess what? In doing so, he broke himself and had to immediately vacate, which just goes to show he's a fucking hack.
He might not have Anyway.
I hate him. He's a hack. He's ridiculous. He's awful. He's about as intimidating as my gran.
Out of the two of us, JB, I think you brought the less ammunition. to beat Vince McMahon.
I'm not trying to beat Vince McMahon. I mean, he's got far more reasons to be hated. I'm just trying to vent my two penny worth on why Karrion Kross is the most overrated greenhorn pile of shit in the history of NXT.
Would you like my pick?
Yes.
And this may upset a few people.
E.g. us.
Nope. Actual fans.
We have few enough of those as it is. Be careful.
I am picking I arrive and somehow get an instant title shot by saying, I'm coming for that title, by turning the fuck up.
I know what you're on about.
I know exactly who he's talking about. Fucking Roman Reigns. Oh, wait, no, sorry.
No, it's not Roman Reigns. He has a move similar to Roman Reigns, though, at least. Whenever he does, it's like... He did it on Kevin Owens. Arrived, but at least with Kevin Owens, there was a distraction that caused him to lose. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay, he comes back down. Again on the feed. Oh, hi!
Are we talking about the same guy I think we're talking about, who was about 3/8 of an inch away from killing The Undertaker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going for who I'm going to be dubbing Oldberg, translation, a.k.a. Goldberg.
Yeah.
Goldberg literally looks like what a homeless person would look like if he was dragged in off the street, had his head shaved bald, and his beard trimmed.
A homeless person that happened to find a dumpster full of steroids, but okay.
Well, it can happen, you know. They've been in they hang around the back of pharmacies.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point being is, a lot of people sit there saying, "Oh, how can he be on this award? He was hardly wrestling throughout the fucking year." That's my fucking point. At one point, he was a champion during that time.
Yeah, this is pretty much a similar argument to mine with Karrion Kross. It's like, arrive, disappoint people, hurt people, unduly get handed the big gold strap, fuck it up, leave.
No. He turned up, took the belt off the fucking Fiend.
Yeah.
And then didn't turn up. What was he? He was on a Saudi show. Turned up for a big payday. And when did he appear next? Oh, that's right. Fucking WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah, it's shit. There's no denying it. He's old. He should have retired.
And then from WrestleMania, when else did he turn up?
Do you know what? I didn't even commit it to memory because I just don't care.
He turned up before the Saudi show, once on SmackDown, saying he's coming for the Fiend. Did a promo on a different night. He basically paid up 4 times, and yet he's had an additional fucking championship win.
Yeah, I know.
On top of that, never mind the fact that he turned up on to Raw this week and is ready to do it all over a fucking gown with that dumpster fire. But do I need to continue?
It's not good.
Right. We need to put a vote to this.
A vote?
Voting, yeah. Who here thinks Karrion Kross should be...
Hang on. No, seriously. I'm just going to stop this right here. We don't need to do this. It's Vince McMahon, isn't it?
God damn it, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm glad
as much as I could try and really argue the fact of Goldberg coming in somehow and using creative control somehow, that he's somehow miraculously don't know how, because he thinks his son needs to see his dad be a hero somehow while burying all talent. At the very end of it, who is the person who is accepting that fucking choice?
Yeah, the person who gave the green light on that outcome. The exact same person who didn't laugh Karrion Kross immediately out of the building as soon as he set eyes on him. It's good old Vinnie Mac.
There we go. Oh, hang on. Is this the only time that Vince fucking Russo is actually looking over fucking Vince McMahon right now?
Possibly.
Probably the only time you'll ever actually get to do it.
And that's not something we should dwell on. Let's move on.
Let's move on, shall we?
Yes.
On to the brand new award.
The brand new for 2021.
Well, actually, for 2020.
Yes.
And future.
And that award
This award, and I'll be building it up, is so. How do we say it? It is. This is the. Originally, you thought Asshole of the Year award or the Vince fucking Russo award is the worst award to get.
No. That is the mere hors duvet.
This is the. It's almost like the. Almost a bit like the runner-up. Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. This award is because this was for a nominee that is so fucking bad and outrageous that
it's such
nomination,
a crock of shit. We had to create a special award just for it.
This nomination is so bad that I actually felt sorry to even attempt to even put under fucking Vince fucking Russo. It's so bad.
Mm.
And we already know that somebody's been wanting to announce the award from the get-go.
Yes. Shall we let them?
Shall we? Would you do the honours, Mr. Irvine?
Bearing in mind, libel is a thing. Don't get us sued.
Oh, I'll do my best. Right, the current award, which we are about to announce, is called the GTFO Award. It stands for Get the Filth Out.
Award.
Basically, what it means is it's something or someone to do with wrestling which shouldn't be and needs to get the fuck out and go as far away from wrestling as quickly as possible and as permanently as possible.
Pretty much, get the fuck out.
Yeah. And we're not talking about those natty t-shirts that WWE sold after they changed their name from WWF with the F part of the logo cut off from the W's that said get the F out on. They were actually quite cool.
Yeah, they were. But anyway, in case anybody is wondering what we are referring to, this one is only going to be won by the one award, the one nomination.
There is literally only one.
And in case if everybody wants to know who is, it's not an individual.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
It's an entire group.
Yeah.
And this group...
all of whom can go straight to hell.
And this group is, basically, to put it under, this is anyone who has been clearly proven with evidence and also most likely being notified and the police have been involved in everything.
Yeah.
With the evidence being provided and everything, 100%. Of being an absolute fucking nonce in regards to hashtag
speaking out.
Essentially, yeah. Anyone for whom the fucking hashtag had to come into existence, basically.
Yep, pretty much.
AKA the scum of the fucking earth.
The scum of the earth, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, those who thought nothing of creating such a toxic environment that a social media hashtag had to be created to out them because it was seen that there was no other fucking way.
Yep. So that award clearly goes to all you bunch of fucking cunts.
Every last motherfucking one of you. We nominate no one specifically. If you have been tarred with the brush of the speaking out scandal, and as a result, your line of employment is no longer wrestling, we're talking about you.
Yeah.
With the evidence
Oh, yeah.
that has been provided as well, as long as it's
obviously,
the evidence.
only those who've had the evidence actually proved to the point where they've become unemployable.
Yeah.
Never darken professional wrestling's collective door again, you bunch of fucking scum. Go away.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be family entertainment, or in some cases, strictly over 18 entertainment. But the point is, it's not supposed to break the fucking law.
Yeah, pretty much. It shouldn't be breaking the law. It shouldn't be taking advantage of anybody in any situation. It should... Basically, this isn't... We're saying this not just just because it's part of the wrestling business. We're saying this in regards to, what the fuck were you thinking? In the fact of where's your fucking human decency?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, get the filth out.
Yes.
Filth.
Pretty much.
Out. Get the filth out.
Right.
We get the point. Yes. They are filth. Get them out.
Get them out. Job
Don't
done.
want anything to do with them.
Filthy cunts.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Stains on the wrestling industry to a man.
Pretty much. But anyway, with that being said, that is a wrap-up for the awards.
That is a wrap-up for the awards. Okay, that pretty much means it's also a wrap-up for the show, right?
We have got to do some usual stuff, which is going to be sped up.
Yeah, okay.
Which is the fact that for this week, I'm just going to recommend you, if anybody wants some of the plugs. Some of the plugs are going to be getting added onto the website as such, but what I'll just state is check out the charitable organisations. Be it either Changing for Health and Wellbeing, Changing Recovery Radio, Mind, Mess for Mind, Don Louise Hospice Care for Children and Young People, and Cancer Research UK. And of course, just about a few, because the information on there could prove massively useful, and the information could end up to help, provide assistance for someone in a way that you may never know.
Yes.
And of course, we also recommend you check out the lighter side of professional wrestling, be it either Botchamania, you're welcome, Matthew, Wrestle Crap.
Nice one, RD and Blade.
And of course, OSW Review, you're welcome, OSW Review lads. Greatly appreciated. And we of course also recommend you check out Powered for TV, as they've always got
all kinds of offers on, never-ending content, great value, can't fault it.
And we also recommend you check out Kayfabe Music, as they do great custom-made music,
including but not limited to the music for this very show.
And I've actually had some music done by them myself. Absolutely
wonderful,
great business model that they've got going on. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
We of course always recommend you check out your local wrestling promotions. As such, be it either FCW, United Wrestling, Future Shock Wrestling, Academy Pro Wrestling, Fallen Star Wrestling, Venom Wrestling Federation, Wolfen Pro Wrestling, and I believe that were Barracks Wrestling Academy.
Yes, amongst many others.
Amongst many others.
And can I just add to that as well, because of the year we've just had, as and when they start running shows again, as soon as they're capable, make sure the first ones they run are all sellouts, seriously, because they've been sat in the sidelines twiddling their thumbs going, sorry guys, we'd love to be giving you entertainment, but we can't. So when they can,
and of course,
double down on that support.
Wait. I've got to throw in one more. And of course, please check out UKWA, also known as UK Wrestling Alliance, please. Thank you.
Yeah, naturally.
And of course, any that we have missed, there's an app for it, be it called Babyface Wrestling app, which is free, by the way.
Absolutely free, costs nothing.
And on it. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I was going to say, on it, not only can you find wrestlers, but you can also find where your nearest local promotion is and many other things which will help you to do what we ask, which is support your local scene.
And of course, you can also follow them as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Hint, that Mearns may be on there if you wish to do so. But he doesn't want to say that, obviously, because that's like nepotism. Nothing wrong with me saying it, though.
And by the way, he hasn't been paid by me either.
Correct.
Anyway, we of course also got the Burning Truth website, which is www.theburningtruthuk.com. Any of the external links that we have on there we cannot be held responsible for. We of course also recommend you check out our social media, which is we are on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram.
And
we have individual profiles on TikTok.
Although they are not strictly linked to the broadcast, you might want a bit of a laugh away from the show.
Yeah, and some of them aren't even under our wrestling names, just to point that out.
Yes.
Or, under the wrestling names, under different usernames. But anyway, the point being is, you can also listen to past episodes on the website.
Yep.
Or basically, if you want to listen to us, you can listen to us either live via Spreaker or the website. But more importantly, if you want to listen to past episodes, go to the website. You can go to Spreaker. You can go to Spotify. You can go to iTunes. You can go to Deezer.
You can go to Google Podcasts.
Google Podcasts.
Google. All right, Baba Ray, calm down.
I'll take a more Granville. But anyway, Google Podcast and many other sources. And with that, that's all the plugs done for this week.
Epic. So I think that's pretty much a roundup. Thank you for listening.
Pretty much is.
Over the Void Week / New Year period, because we're going to be back every week in 2021, just like we were last year.
Hopefully, yeah. And with all that, as always, we've always got to push one message at the end of every episode. It is something that's vital. It's something, well, for me, it's vital because, more importantly, it was vital enough that I even talked about it on the blog this week.
Yep.
Just an additional plug for the website, just to point that out. But the point being is,
by the way, just in case you missed that before.
Yeah, www.theburningtruthuk.com. Anyway, point being is, which is mental health. Irvine, do you have any messages you want to say? The floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a message to you all that have been suffering over the last few months or over the last 10 months. Is it 10 months that we've been in lockdown now?
It feels like it, doesn't it? 9, 10. Well, when did it all start? March? Yeah, pretty much getting on for that.
Yeah. So anyone that's been struggling over the last 10 months, whether you feel lonely or down, depressed, you're not alone. You'll never be alone. Whether even it's just if you have us to listen to, or whether you have family that you can talk to every now and then, just give them a call. Give them a call. Tell them you're not okay.
Yeah, it's okay to not be okay. And one of the first steps in healing that is to recognize it and to ask for help.
Yeah, just address how you are feeling. Don't sit on it. Don't
bottle it up.
Yeah, don't bottle it up. Don't hide from it.
The only way you're going to get over it in a permanent way and in a positive way and in a way that actually benefits you in the long term is to spear it out of its boots. I mean, tackle it head on.
Yeah, exactly.
Or in another way of saying it is, don't suffer in silence.
Exactly.
And I believe that is going to be it for this week. So with all of that, I'm going to say thank you very much for listening to The Burning Truth. We hope you, of course, stay well, stay safe, and hopefully we'll catch you on the next episode. So we always recommend you check out your local wrestling promotions, contact loved ones and everything. I've been Matt Burns. This has been emotional.
I've been John Bloor. It's always emotional.
I've been James Irvine, and unfortunately for everybody else, I will not be here next week.
Okay.
With all the pandemic of last year, I have got a new job that I've started, so I will be working next weekend, unfortunately. So bills come first.
Understandable.
Which we understand, but
Yeah.
he will be back as soon as he is capable. So
And in the
next
meantime, it'll just be us two.
Going a bit of old school. So, we'll see how we manage without the craziness.
Yeah. So until then, go away.
Or
Guess
anyway,
what?
What?
Guess what? I'll be a bit sweet.
cupboard! No! Get him on the cupboard! Get him in the cupboard!
It's a handball paper boy gone and broke my sternum.
Do me a favour. Don't encourage him, listeners. Don't do it.
Don't encourage him, please.
Right, and on that bombshell, it really is time for us to go.
Oh, guess what?
Thanks
Before
for listening.
You
And
forgot your weekly message.
Weekly message?
Yeah, you've forgotten it.
Which one?
Don't be a dick.
oh yeah, well that
Actually,
unfortunately
yeah.
you should go without saying, but yes.
No. I think you should do the proper terminology. Would you please kindly?
Sorry, what? I'm lost.
How you normally say it?
Yes.
What? Enthusiasm.
Yes, please.
Okay, well there is normally a preamble to it that you say first, so do you want to do that?
What is the number one rule?
Don't be a dick!
Pretty much.
I was referring to your preamble about saying be more kind and all that, which you should also do.
Yeah.
Whilst not being a dick.
Yeah,
But if you could be anything...
Be more kind.
Thank you very much.
Be more
Yes. Be more kind, don't be a dick.
And
anyway.
On that bombshell...
On that bombshell, it's time to end the show. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Catch you next week. Until then, it's been emotional. Catch you later.
Ta-ta now. Bye-bye then.